grade 2s, so today we're going to talk about recipes. So a recipe is actually an instructional text. An instructional text is a piece of writing that tells us how to do something. And an instructional text is supposed to be really easy to follow. And the reason why it's easy to follow is because it's laid out in a certain way. So a recipe needs to be laid out in a certain way as well. There are usually 5 things that make a recipe really good. So let's begin and we can check if these recipes have those 5 things, which I'm going to show you. So this is an example of a recipe. This is a really good example of a recipe because it has the 5 things that we need to find. The first thing a recipe should have is a heading. So the heading for this recipe is frozen banana yogurt bites. It tells us what we are going to make. The second thing a recipe should have is a picture. This recipe has one and it looks really good. The picture is important because 1, it tells us what our dish should look like, and 2, if Mommy is scrolling through her recipe book, she'll look at that picture and think, that looks really yummy. I think I'll make that today. So a picture is important. The third thing that a recipe needs is subheadings. Subheadings are little headings that break information up. So we have ingredients and we have method. The ingredients are really important because obviously you need to know what you need in order to make your dish. And the ingredients are written as a list. The list is given in bullet points, which are these little dots here on the corner. The ingredients also tell us how much we need. So we need 1 large ripe banana, 150 grams of natural yogurt, and a handful of dried banana chips. Yum. Now let's move on to the method. The method put onto a different line. So as I'm doing my recipe, I will read the first line and then do it. Then I'll read the next line and do it, and then I can do the next one. So it's easy to follow if they put the steps on different lines. So I'm very happy. This is an excellent recipe. Let's look at the next one. So you will notice that I'm using the same type of format as the last recipe, and that's because I took it from a website. This is a really good website to find easy recipes that kids can do and moms can do, and they have really healthy stuff. So, why is this a good recipe? Well, it has a heading, which you can see there on the top. So that's number 1, and we're very happy. It has a picture, so we know what we are going to make. So that's number 2. It has subheadings, which are ingredients and method. So it has number 3. The ingredients are listed in bullet points, and it tells us how much we need for each ingredient. So that's number 4. And finally, number 5, the method is broken down into different lines, so it's easy to follow. So do we like this recipe? Yes, we do. Happy face. So let's look at the next one. Uh-oh. There's something wrong with this recipe. Can you see what's wrong? Does it have the 5 things that we need? Maybe put me on pause for a little bit so you can work out why this recipe is wrong. Okay, so firstly, there's no heading. So I am very confused. I don't know what I'm making. So I wouldn't want to follow a recipe if I don't know what I'm going to make. Second, there's no subheadings. So I don't know which section is which. So I'd have to read to figure that out. So I've worked out that that is the ingredients and that is the method. But if you look at my ingredients, I don't know how much of each ingredient I need. All it says is that I need unsalted butter, medium eggs, caster sugar, and plain flour. if they don't tell me how much I need, I might put too much or too little, and then my dish is not going to taste very good. So that's not very helpful, is it? No. And then, if I look at my method, the whole entire thing is written in one big blob. So that's very hard to follow. I might end up making my food and doing the same step again if I don't read correctly. So it makes more sense to break it up into sentences and onto different lines so that it's easy to follow. And finally, there's no picture. So how will I know what my dish is supposed to look like at the end? So that makes me a bit sad. I don't think this is a very good recipe. Ah, that is so much better. So this is what the recipe should look like. And it has everything that we need. It has a heading. It has a picture. Yay! Now I know that I'm supposed to make chocolate brownies. It has subheadings. Now this is a bit of a more fancy recipe because there's lots of headings, subheadings here. It has the ingredients, but they've decided to say you will need. It tells us how many people can actually eat from this recipe. And over here, it tells us how long it's going to take to actually make it. And in this subheading, it's the normal method. The ingredients tell us how much of each ingredient we need. And during the method, they have actually broken it down into numbers, so you can follow it that way as well. So this is a much happier and much more nicer recipe because I can actually see what I'm doing. And I would want to make those brownies because they look really good. So let's sum up what we learned in the lesson today. So what should be in a good recipe? There should be 5 things. A heading that tells you what you are making. Subheadings like ingredients and method. The ingredients should say how much you need. Easy to follow steps that each start on its own line. And finally, a picture so that you know what it must look like. I hope you have enjoyed this lesson today. Goodbye.